go the opposite direction, or when I say the opposite direction, I mean down the tree, like so. Welcome back to the Workbench, where we try to make things. And what we're trying to make today, or continue to try to make today, is the Bamboo Creek Water Garden Miniature Dollhouse. And if you'd like to build along, there's a link down in the description where you can get your own. You can build along with us or build on your own. But where we are at the moment is the very end of building the second pavilion. Let me go ahead and flip forward to it. So we finished up last time with basically what looks like this. We built a pavilion. We built out the flowers. In fact, if I remember right, we only did one strand of flowers, and I told you guys I'd show you a little closer what it looks like when we came back. So there, I finished out the rest of them. I do want to show one thing before we move on. There's not that many cherry blossoms in the build. It looks like there's some probably over here. And I think we've got some, maybe we'll use those little flowers here and there. But my point being is they actually gave us a big sheet of these. And I think what I'm going to do is at the end, obviously I'm going to use what I need where I need them, but I'd like to kind of fill this out a little more with the cherry blossoms, the different vines in here, get this a little bit more solid with flowers. I haven't done that yet just because I don't want to use them and then not have them for a later step. But I think we're going to have plenty left over that we can do that at the end. So I just wanted to mention that. But let's go ahead and flip to here, because what we need to do just real quick is we need to put in the table and the little bench and whatnot, all this stuff that we did previously. Go ahead and glue those in here. I think what I'll do is I'll use CA glue for the table and the little bench thing, the little, I don't know what we call this. I think they called it like a stone stool or something. Basically, it's just bead with a little bit of paper on it. Nothing very complicated. But I think I'll just kind of lay it out the way they have it. So I'm going to put the little, whatever we're calling it, the stone stool about right here. And the way I'm going to do it is just a drop of CA glue, using Starbond CA glue, by the way. If you want a discount on some good CA glue, check the description down below. But I'm going to set it right in that drop of glue and just kind of slide it over the top of it. So the underside of that bead is hollow, so I just kind of slid it through the little drop of glue, so make sure and get plenty on that edge that actually touches the floor there. This I want to, so the table, if you remember right on our table, we've got a seam right here. Let me turn this light on so we can see a little better. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sometimes it's too much of a glare, so I leave that light off, but right now I think we need it. You can see there's a seam right here where we wrap this in this gold foil. So I want to make sure that faces away from the viewer, which, by the way, if the viewer's here on this side, over here where my hand is, this is kind of the front and that's the back. I think it sits a bit on an angle. So I want to make sure that seam is kind of away. So I'm going to set it basically in there like so, which works out too. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It faces our little sushi rolls towards us, but away from the bench. That kind of doesn't make sense, but at least we get to see them. I don't know. So let me see. I'm going to have it sit, yeah, about right there. So I'm just looking at where one of these legs sit, because that's where I want. In fact, you know actually how I will do this? Let's do it this way. Where'd my glue board go? Here it is. Well, this will work. I was actually doing some chrome paint on it for another build on the channel, but this will work for what we need to do. I'm just going to put a pool of CA glue like so, and then what I can do is just dip each leg, or kind of touch each leg into that CA glue like so, and then very carefully, where's the seam on this thing? It's there. I'm going to set it right down into place. Now, I don't want this to move around because I don't want to smear CA glue everywhere. Just like that, and let it sit and not move, don't touch it. I'm going to move this out of the way because I do not want to get glue on stuff. Okay, so that has our table down. And then I put these two pillows together kind of off camera because we had done pillows before, so I didn't want to bore everyone with doing it again. And I think I'm going to go ahead, let me move this out of the way so I can sit this flat. I could just set them in here, but I think I'll go ahead and glue them down just so they don't move. So what I think I'll do for this is I'm going to glue the front side of where the pillow will be, which will be right here. I'm just going to put a dot. You know what? I can't reach, so I'm going to do it again. what I'll do, I'm just going to put some white glue on our glue board. You know what? Yeah, I could probably do it this way. Let's see if this works. I could just put the white glue on our glue board and then just kind of do the same thing by just touching the edge of the pillow that's going to touch the bench here, like so. And then just kind of push it down and let it sit and let that glue hold it in place. I'm going to do the same thing for this one, doing that edge. Now I'm doing the kind of the inside, so I lean it back and put it in the glues to make sure, because this is gonna lean back here also. And I'm gonna kind of tilt that pillow just like that. Let's see, I might kind of shift them around just a little bit. Oh, something just fell in there. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna slide that back like so, make it look a little more natural. Yeah, maybe like that'll be good. And then that'll be, hopefully you guys can see it, that finishes up our pavilion here. So I need to just set this aside to let all that stuff dry up. Like I said, we'll probably add flowers at the end, but that'll come when we do all the final little details on this build. Let me find somewhere. I'm gonna set this right over here, I think, just so it'll dry, because the next thing we need to do, start working on a tree, and I'm not I'm not too excited about this. This looks like quite the ordeal. So this might we're gonna do what we can. We're gonna do what we can, and I'm gonna explain at least what I'm doing. Let me turn the slide off so you can see the instructions a little better. There we go. So this tree here, which is kind of a main tree. If I go to the front page here, excuse where I accidentally ripped the cover here, but this main tree sits right up front of our display. So we need to make sure we do this right, and it looks like not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I went ahead and went through these three steps here. I've pre-read them because I didn't really know what it was talking about. And let me just read this first one. Basically, it says, take 4 iron wires, cut them into 16 iron wires of the same length, and wind them to branch 1. So we have these long pieces of wire, which is what they're calling iron wire. I really don't think these are iron, but we'll go with it. So basically, okay, so let me back up. So 4 iron wires in the 16. This step we do 3 into 12, and this step we do 2 into 8. So we're cutting all of these the same length. If we do our math right. So basically we're cutting 4 4 times, 3 4 times, and 2 4 times. And what we end up with is whatever that adds up to be, 36 wires. And I did the math, and basically what we need to do is cut them 12.5 centimeters long. And to save us all a little time outside of the long explanation, here they are. We have all our wires cut down to 12.5. They're close. And I think that's all that matters. So now we can just pull out the 16, 12, and 8 wires we need. All right, so branch 1. And this took me a second to figure out too. It says wind them to branch 1. What that should say, I think, is wind them into branch 1. So there isn't a branch 1 that we're going to wind them to. We're going to wind them up, and that becomes branch 1. We're going to do these 12. That becomes branch 2, and we're going to have 3 branches. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Clear as mud. Right? It was for me too. Anyways, so what I think we're going to do is I'm going to count out 16 of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me make sure. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think that's 16. I hope it is. Yeah, we're going to just go with it that it is. I'm going to stack these nice and tight. And I think what I can tell that we're going to do here, and then also looking forward with branch 1, which runs up the middle, we kind of didn't need to just twist it up when it says, how do they actually say? Cut them into 16 and length and wind them into branch 1. I think we need to wind it about halfway up, because at later stages here, we're going to split them into 3 more branches. Man, I hope this is all making sense. So let's just do it. So I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to, just really twist this up. And I want it to, so that it definitely holds itself in position. I'm going to twist it, like I said, about halfway. I want a nice tight twist, I would think, just so that they'll hold together. I think I'm getting this done. Let me twist it right here up to about halfway. I think that's going to be good. In fact, maybe that's too much, but I don't know. I think that'll be fine. So we're going to call this as branch 1. I'll just set it right there. Next, we need 12 of these little wire guys. So we got 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like the count from Sesame Street right now, but here we go. We got to get it done, right? So here's 12 of them together. I'm going to kind of just push them where they're all the same length. And now this one, it looks like we twist up, maybe not quite halfway. Then we pull 5. Do we twist? Yeah, probably pull 5, give a little twist, and then leave 7 just hanging out. I think we'll twist those up a little bit too, because this is branch 2, and that's the split. Yeah, we'll just pull 5 out and pull 7 out, and that'll be fine. So, okay. I hope that makes sense. So if this is going to get twisted, let's just do it and probably make more sense. So I'm going to start twisting this together at the bottom, probably most importantly. Let's twist it to, I don't know where, probably about right here. I'm going to hold it. I'm holding it tight with this hand, trying not to twist past that point. And then trying to twist this stuff down below. I could probably use, I don't know, do I have some, I could probably use the needle nose. Let's try this. Probably use some pliers and make the twisting a little easier. Am I untwisting them at this point? I don't remember which way I was twisting. I don't know if that was easier or not. I think we've got the job done there. Now what we need to do is pull 5 branches. So 1, or 5 wires, I should say. 1, let's see, 2. The ones that come easily is the ones I'm going to take. 3, 4, and 5. So those are going to go out that way, and then I'm going to leave, I guess that's twisted far enough. It's hard to know. I might twist these around just a little bit like this. I think that'll be good. So we've got our 5, and then there should be 7 left there, and then that's branch 2. All right, now we should have only 4. Why do I have so? No. I take that back. We should have 8. Okay, 8. Which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. So what? Oh, nope. Here we go. 8. All right. So it did work out. All right. So now for branch 3, I think it looks like we're going to twist this up about the same height as the previous one, and we're going to pull 3 and branch. Oh, we're going to pull 4 and 4. Okay. Okay. So let's kind of do the same thing. I think I'm finding this just to be easier and faster to use my fingers. I'm just kind of using this hand to set the point where I'm going to twist 2. I think that's okay. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we've got 4 going that way, and that's branch 3. Okay. So now what we want to do is wind branch 1, 2, and 3 together, fix them with 1 iron wire. Okay, so it looks like, yeah. Okay, so we're going to kind of make this shape, and then I'm going to take, hopefully you guys can see this. We're going to kind of make this shape with the 3 branches and then the loose ones, and then we're going to take an iron wire and just kind of wrap it around. Oh, I just goofed up, okay, this is branch 1. I just goofed them up. This is 3. Okay, so branch 2, I think we just kind of loosely, like I'm going to kind of loosely just wrap this around. Yeah, it does say wind them. So I'm just going to kind of loosely wind that around, and then it's going to kind of go off that way. So let me see if I can wrap this a little better down here. Just kind of wrap it around like so. Yeah, and branch 2 goes that way. Okay. Because it makes sense for it makes sense to make branch 1, 2, and 3, and then to have them lay out 3, 1, 2. That makes perfect sense to me, but that's what we're doing. All right, and then this one. So actually, this needs to. They have this kind of go up here. Let me kind of wind this around. We'll wind it around one more time like this. It kind of goes up up that branch like so. Let me keep these where they need to be. Kind of like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of the shape they have. And then this branch 3 is going to come out over like that. So let me just kind of wind this around if I can. Like so, and it's going to go out that way. Like that. Okay, and then it says to take a wire. So let me grab us one. Grab a wire out of this. And I think we're just going to, basically this is going to hold this all together, plus give a little bit of mass. I don't know the best way to do this, other than with my fingers. Let me kind of wind, I'm going to wind it at the bottom a little bit just to try to get it, yeah. There, that kind of works. You hold itself. So now I should be able to just kind of go like this. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope so. Hope I'm in frame there. Put the light back on now that we're not looking at the instructions. I don't know if that helps or not. Let's see. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Make a bigger motion here. I'm just winding around and around. I don't know if we're supposed to use the whole wire or if it matters. It actually goes, let me make sure I'm backwards. It actually lays out this way, but that's all right. So that's going to go down there. I don't get, yeah, we kind of just skip, we wind it in here and then kind of go around the branch 3 like so. I hope this all makes sense to you guys. And then we're going to go, that's branch 1. This branching off up ways there. And then I'm going to go around it and up branch 2 like so. And then I think I'm going to bring it back. I don't know. I'm going to bring it back to the, go the opposite direction, or when I say the opposite direction, I mean down the tree. Like so. Okay, let's come on down a little faster. I think I'm running out of wire because I'd like to build up the trunk of the tree a little bit. I mean, we're going to use some foamy stuff, but I'd like to have a little bit more of a structure here to add the foamy stuff to. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's okay. So there's our rough thinking. I think some of this is probably going to need to be twisted up, but let's go ahead and just follow the thing. Divide branch 1 into 3 parts. So here's branch 3 over here. Here's branch 2 over here. Let's move those out of the way. This is branch 1, and we want to bring 6, 1. We're going to have 6, 7, and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going off this way. And what I think I'm going to do is give them a twist to hold them together, like so, going out that way. And then we're going to have 3. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope so. 1, 2, 3. Going to go out that way. So I'll just give them a quick twist to kind of hold them together. And they're going to go out that way. And then the 7, which I'll just go ahead and twist those, are going to go out that way like so. And there's kind of all our branches, I guess. And it says, bend the branch. Is what it says right there. Oh, you guys probably can't see. It says, bend the branch. And I think what they're saying by bend the branch is this is where we want to make where they turn off. So what we're going to kind of do, I want to show you guys this. So see how we're going to add foam, which I can't even see. It's down here. It says, pinch the clay into the shape in the figure. Okay. And the clay is this it's kind of this foamy. It feels like, oh, I can't think of what that clay, the air dry clay. I can't think of it. There's a name for it. There's a brand name for that, and I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, that's what it kind of feels like. But we need to set the points to where we're going to pull the clay up, right? So what I think I'll do is I'm going to twist these. So I want to pull the clay all the way kind of out over here. And then that's when these are going to kind of turn down like that. This one, I want to go a lot further. I'm going to twist. And I know we're running out of time right now. So what I think I'm going to do is just do this real quick. And then that's going to turn like so. And then you're going to have these branches hanging down. The problem I'm having right now, which I need to think about, we're making this very 2D. So I think we need some stuff to kind of go forward and backwards like so, right? How do they show it? Just real quick, let me look. Yeah, we obviously need some stuff to kind of come forward. These I think will come forward. This one I think is going to go backwards. Some of these will hang, this will hang forward like that. Yeah, we need to think about that is how we're, yeah, exactly, how we're going to, yeah, at the end of the day, it's our tree. We can do it however we want, right? So I think I'll have this one hang backwards. This one, it looks like it kind of goes all directions. So we'll just kind of fold it over like so. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing, but this one I'm going to twist up a little bit and have it come forward towards us, towards the viewer, like so. And we can split these up like that. And then these, we're going to kind of fill these spaces over here. But let me twist this. These are really long. I think I'm going to cut, this one I might end up cutting shorter because they're way too long, I think. But let's let it go up and then fold over. And then let's do the same thing over here, but forward. And yeah, I might cut some of these a little shorter and then leave some longer just to give some varied lengths. But there's kind of our wire structure. I don't know if, hopefully you guys can kind of see that. And again, you got to remember to think in the 3 dimensions. These are going to go all different directions, so I can kind of fill in up here, almost like the top of a Christmas tree, how you would fill in, a Christmas tree up there when you're putting your ornaments on, but something like that. I don't know. It's our tree. We'll do whatever we want. Let's just let that one hang a little further down there. That one out like that. We'll spread. I think we'll end up. What I'll do is I'll spread these out and cut them to length, but I'll do that in between episodes. And when we come back tomorrow, or probably won't be tomorrow, but when I can get back, hopefully tomorrow, next time, when we get back together next time, we'll foam up the trunk. In fact, I might have to do that in between episodes because this stuff's going to have to dry. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that in between episodes because it's basically just all we're going to do is just fill in with foam where all these areas are, and I'll show you when we come back. Got to build it out at the bottom, and I'm gonna see. Yeah, some of these are definitely have to cut shorter. They're gonna be touching the ground. So I'll do that in between episodes. And probably get it painted also because that needs to dry, which is pretty straightforward. And then when we come back, we can put the leaves on and then start to get work on some plants, and then we're gonna get the foundation started. But anyways. There you go. There's a wire tree. It looks like a 1970s Christmas tree that didn't do so well. But I'll do a little bit more shaping, some trimming, and next time we get together, you can see what we've got, and we'll have a trunk on it too. So anyways, thank you for joining me today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope this is a little bit helpful, just getting to see some of the process. I'm sure there's better ways to do it. Let me know if you have better ways to go about it. I'm going to keep working at it. It needs a little bit more twisting, I think. But hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.